Hey everyone, hope you're having a great day so far. You're on air with the Brown Recluse, aka the Low Value Male. Today we're going to be talking about Adam22 and his predicament that has been happening to him. Not only are we going to be talking about his predicament, but why it's happening, why people are reacting the way they're reacting, and just society as a whole and how it views these types of relationships and also some hypocrisy. If any of you haven't been made aware already, Adam22 isn't just a YouTuber. He's actually a sex worker as well. He's in the industry. He actually has quite a few videos out there of him and his wife. Him and his wife have been married for, they've been together for quite some time. They got engaged and then they got married. Throughout the whole time that they were in a relationship, they've been doing sex work content together. And Adam22 would be with a lot of other females shooting threesomes, and so on, with other women and his wife together. So it was his wife along with other women simultaneously with him. Now, anytime you have sex workers that have relationships, they often have irregular or unorthodox relationship uh, dynamics. These dynamics, on top of not being normal, they are also dysfunctional in many, if not every way possible. So that shouldn't be a new thing. This right here should not be new to you. I'm guessing the reason people are reacting the way that they are is because they don't know about Adam22 and the fact that he is a sex worker along with his wife. When he was shooting with his wife and other women at the same time, as in threesomes and all that other stuff being shared by other women, including his wife, no one, and I'm gonna include you as well, cared. None of you said a damn thing. Now that his wife, Lena the Plug, is shooting a sex scene with another man for the first time, as in it's her first time shooting with anyone else because she's always shot with her husband. This is a problem, and people are now, calling him a cuck for that. The same people who are part of the red pill community and proponents of traditional values and marriage said nothing when he was doing it, and they didn't have a problem with it. But now all of a sudden they have a problem with her doing it. So I have a question. Actually, I have several questions. Are people only calling Adam a cuck because his wife, Belina the Plug, did a corn scene with a richly melanated or black man? What if she had done it with, let's say, someone of an Eastern Asian background? Would that have made any difference? Or what about another white guy from Europe or wherever? Would you guys have made a big deal about it? I can say that without a shadow of a doubt that almost, if not all of you, would not have even blinked. You wouldn't even care. Every single time I see Adam22's name mentioned, it's because, his wife got screwed by a black guy, and how he's, a degenerate, or how she's a degenerate for it, and how he's a cuck for it. But if he was screwed by a run-of-the-mill white guy or some Eastern Asian guy from China, Japan, or Vietnam even, none of you would care. None of you would give a damn. Also, what's crazy is that the same people who are making fun of him and doing that are the same ones who vote a certain way, as in they're mostly conservative, and they're always telling people like me and richly melanated people that they don't see color, and that color is not a thing, and that love who you love, while they are against two men or two women marrying, and they hate interracial couples and interracial marriages if the colors are just too contrast. And you know how I know this? Because recently I was scrolling on Facebook and I saw this ad. This ad was for cakes, I believe. I'll have the pics, but in all these ads are sponsored, and yet I see these couples, right? And these couples really, they range, But when you see, it's crazy because when you see a black man with a white woman, that's when all the problems start. And I'm like, okay, well, I had to do some research to see Well, there has to be more posts of different types of couples, right? So when I look back and I search these, different types of couples being shown, you don't see any problems, you don't see any comments, and mind you, these are advertisements. They're sponsored advertisements. So to me, it's just crazy how the only time, you know, people will get triggered, and I hate to say this, but white right-wing conservatives get triggered is when same-sex couples are being, featured, as a target ad, or even if it's for everybody, that they're showing the diversity in the people that they're trying to include, because everybody has sex, no matter who it is. So it's not just straight people that have sex. Gay people have sex too. Queer people have sex too. But it's like when you try to advertise to everybody, couples with the same race, couple with the same sex, couple with different races, all that, you can't do that with them. You have to advertise to one, demographic. What's crazy to me is that these same people told me that racism doesn't exist, and if you want to find racism, that you'll find it. And it's crazy because this whole time, as you can see, they blamed the Jews, and they kept on saying burgers, 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 referring to this meme right here. So my suspicions are no longer suspicions, they're just truth. The issue isn't the fact that she got boned by another guy. It's the fact that she got boned by a black guy. That is the only thing that is the issue. That's it. If it was an Eastern Asian guy, if it was, I'd say even a Latino guy, or another white guy from Europe or wherever, no one would care. If he was white passing, no one would even care. Hey, your racism is showing.